7, 6.
Oh, 7 Star Citizens, and welcome back to Answer the Call, your weekly Star Citizen call-in show and podcast hosted by myself and SaltEMike, where we talk about anything and everything Star Citizen that's happened over the past week, and sometimes some interesting topics. How have you been this week, Mike?
I'm good. Played quite a bit of the PTU. Did a lot of weapon sales in the game.
Okay.
Billions, I think. And
wow.
yeah, and we keep the prices extremely low. For example, sold 2 guns yesterday for like 200 million, where on the UEX market that would be billions of credits. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think we're keeping them, trying to be as fair as possible, but also like trying to not burn out, because 4.8 looks really exciting in a lot of ways, but not a lot of PTU issues with LTP feel weird. So I'm like, I don't want to do a ton of work in 4.7 and then be super pissed off when all of that is for naught, potentially.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think there's going to be a wipe necessarily.
Might feel a bit like one though. Like,
but LTP might do us wrong. So I don't want to work too hard if I'm going to lose all that stuff. So we're taking it easy a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's up with you?
I'm on full-time baby duty as of like 8 hours from now.
Yep.
Which is going to be very interesting. We did our first couple of days at daycare for
how'd that go?
Trying that out. Pretty good. She is now sick.
Yep.
Which we had predictions. We knew it was going to happen. We had predictions. It was, my wife said 2 weeks. I said 3 weeks. It turns out 2 days. Was the was the answer. But yeah. Busy week in that regard. Just getting ready to be like full-time dad for the most part on a couple of days a week.
Yeah. Cool. Should be fun, I'm sure. I don't know. We want to get into Star Citizen stuff. I guess we should start out with probably the Chinese bar citizen thing, just to get it sort of out of the way. There was a SCL that was recorded with Torsten. Who else was there? Torsten, Richard Towler, not Tyrer, who was the vehicle guy, and then I can't remember who was on the right side. Not Aaron Roberts.
Was John Crew?
I don't think so. John Crew's there. There's 2 different things.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
I can't remember who was on the right side. I think it might have been the ship art director guy on the right side. Okay. Not 100% sure. We're going to see that sometime next week. So it's I think they played it. It's going to be our Thursday episode, is just going to be this SCL that we've already kind of seen. The only video of it is on Billy.
Yeah, of course.
with the worst audio I've ever heard. And it's a react that that a VTuber is doing, and the VTuber never says anything, but randomly there's a hand petting her on the head. There's like an emote of pet emotes. Have you ever seen
those? Is that
not
EchoBit? Because EchoBit has the pet emote on the head. Okay.
It might have been EchoBit.
But also, I don't think Echo would have put it on Billy.
Yeah, I don't think she would have put it on Billy.
Thing, right?
And I don't think she would have said nothing the entire time. Completely silent.
Yeah.
It was a mute.
Okay.
It was super weird.
Interesting.
So yeah, it was awful, and I couldn't really figure out what some of the things were being said. You couldn't hear them. It was bad. So we're waiting for that, and then there was a Q&A that happened as well. That was with John Crew and Aaron Roberts. So we watched that today. That was really nice. These 2 guys were like definitely backers, definitely know the game. We were talking about it earlier before we started the podcast, that like they asked a question, they maybe didn't understand the question, and then they immediately were like, no, like, you don't understand. When we play, this is what happens. And they were like, oh, and then went through. So it was like, they are players. It's not like just, they didn't, like, they gave off whale vibes, like, I have big ships, but they also gave off like, but I use those ships and I play them with my friends. So yeah, it was kind of refreshing. So yeah, I'll actually just throw the link to this because it's the guy in the middle translated, but this guy spoke great English too, so I don't think he really needed a translator. So I'll throw it in Twitch chat right now, and then I'll throw it in YouTube chat as well if you guys want to watch that on your own time. Okay. But yeah, it was a few questions. Most of the things were things that we've heard before. They were asking a lot of stuff about ships and it's all old news. Yeah. But drones were mentioned. Like they were like, hey, when are we going to get drones to move our cargo? And John Crew was like, well, we have drones with other ships. I see no reason why we can't do that. And like the last time we heard about drones was like, we don't even know if we're doing drones. And then this was very much, we're doing drones. So it was like,
I think,
what? Okay.
At least in the summary that I read, at least it sounded like drones in regards to like your Vulcan drones or your what's the repair ship that? Oh, sorry,
the Carrack has drones as well. The
no, I know, but
Apollo, they said the last time John Crew talked about drones, said we have no plans to do drones right now, and
so that stuff, no, but the yes to drones was in regards to base building, which we know that's part of it.
Okay,
they've been talking about that for the last few years.
So this is why we don't read Reddit recaps. True.
My entire thing is going to be like
exactly.
It's gone through 4 people's different
exactly
things.
right. It's been translating, gone through 4 people. The problem with what was said there is he was like, all right, so the drones we have are for base building, which is very much like what we understand that to be is entirely different than like drones in like Elite Dangerous, for example. Like they're not limpets that are going to go out and collect stuff for you necessarily. What that is seemingly being is either a visual that shows the base being built, so it doesn't just pop out of nowhere, or I should say, like the overhead view, so you're able to place down stuff around your base in that huge area that you're able to build in, right? So it's like to make that make sense in lore. So that's not the drones that are in the Apollo, like you said. You're right.
Yeah.
But he also mentioned we have drones in other ships. So he did basically mention those ones that you were like, oh no, that's not what they're talking about. He did. And then he was like, and I see no reason why we can't do these cargo drones either. But like, meanwhile, earlier they were like, hey, we hate moving cargo. When are we going to be able to auto load it? And he talked about like how, oh yeah, you'll be able to auto load, but it'll come at a cost and time. And then is like, yeah, we could totally do drones that are the same thing as auto loading that don't come at a cost and time. You know, it was like, wait, what? So you're contradicting yourself, but okay. And then honestly, the best part was that they asked John Crew all the questions until like over halfway through the video. It was all ship questions, and Aaron Roberts just sat there and said nothing. And then they asked Aaron Roberts a bunch of gameplay questions, and most of the stuff were like pretty generic answers because he's more of like high level guy. So it was weird. But yeah, I mean it's worth a watch, I guess, if you're bored and don't have anything to do this week. But it's a lot of repetitive stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to get the actual SEL version.
That'll be the important
next
one.
Week.
Yeah,
because also, like you said, there's going to be a lot of context missing from a lot of these summaries and stuff that isn't going to come across.
Something about science is in that SCL.
Yeah,
science gameplay.
If someone goes back to the podcast about a year ago when they did the Bar Citizen in China around the same time, they did a similar thing. They just didn't record it and put it up on YouTube, which was like one of our requests. Was like, please, if you're going to give out this much information, if you're going to talk this much about, these different Q&As that never get answered, give us it. So I'm glad they are giving us to it. They're giving it to us.
I think it should be at the same time. But that's just me. I don't think I should have to wait 5 days to hear information that was said and that's already pre-recorded. Just fucking post it.
The only thing is that there would be logistical problems with the translations and stuff. That's all.
The translations were already done. So the SCL had English speakers with Chinese translations on top. So all you have to do is mute that layer or hide that layer and re-upload.
Okay.
So there's no argument for this not to be on YouTube right now. Other than we love the fact that the Chinese audience has lots of money and is
Mhm,
new to the game and wants to spend money on it. Um,
mhm.
and we're going to try and take advantage of that. So we want to give them something special. But, in the end, I think I'm just a big thing about like it's in fairness. Like they're no different than any of us. We've spent more money overall. The rest of the world has spent more money than China has. So I don't know why they're getting anything exclusive, right? You're already sending people out there and doing a very big special thing where they don't really
Yeah.
do that in other places as often. Like you guys got one in Australia, right? And I think that's
Yeah, we did, yeah.
sort of a different
So
situation, but
that
not
was
entirely
that
either.
was also broadcast on the Star Citizen Twitch. So that's a little different.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole
Yeah.
nother a whole nother thing, right? Yeah. So it's like eventually, are you even? I know you're not
Which actually,
associated
yeah, I
with
wonder why they
CIG, but are you? And things like that, right?
I wonder why they didn't do that. Why
Yeah.
didn't they just also broadcast it on the Star Citizen Twitch, right? Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
unless there's just weird thing like there's I don't know a lot about Chinese politics, obviously. I don't live there. But I know that there is like some weird things in regards to like what services you can use. And I would
Yeah.
not
I
be
don't think they
surprised if you
can
can't use
stream on
Twitch,
Twitch
right?
from there.
So that
No.
sort of stuff could be a blocker, but it would only be a blocker for like a day, you know?
It doesn't have to be streamed either. It's going to be uploaded on Thursday. It's not
Yeah.
going to be live.
Yeah,
It
that's
can
what I'm saying.
just post it. There's no argument for this.
Yeah.
It's like we're all equal. We all back the game. We all open development. It should be open for everybody, and
Mhm.
period. Right? It's not about
Yeah.
broadcasting rules. I see that in YouTube. It's a YouTube video. You post it on YouTube. You post it on Bilibili. You're
Yeah.
done. It's over.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like this weird exclusive that's not necessary. Like what you're saying is like, yeah, we got this exclusive interview with Chris Roberts, but it was available for everyone to see. It's free on
Mhm.
Twitch. Just go watch it. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So that's that. I mean, I think all we have right now after 14 years of supporting them and building their company for them financially is these videos that we find out that they decide to change the game that we backed 12 years ago. How did we change the game this week? So I just think we should be able to see all that. All right, enough rambling and ranting on that stuff. I don't think we should be spending too much time on it. It's such a
Yeah,
tiny thing.
I don't think it's that. I don't actually think it's that necessarily big of a deal.
It's not a big deal, and it may seem
Yeah.
like I'm making a big deal about it. It's just as simple as like, there's no reason not to post it. Just post it. It's fucking annoying.
Mhm.
Stop being annoying and cringe, and just do that.
Yeah.
I will say though, related to this, which was fantastic. They asked a question to Aaron Roberts. Hey, every time I use a VPN, I get logged out of the game. Because they obviously can't play for real in China. They have to use a VPN and stuff like that. And like he answered it like, we have to figure out what we're doing when it comes down to 1.0. So like didn't even commit to the Chinese market. Did not commit to delivering the game properly to the Chinese market, to the Chinese backers, while being at the Bar Citizen, trying to collect money from them. And you could tell the dude on the far right, his face kind of like dropped. And I was like, welcome to CIG, boys. That like they were just baptized into getting screwed over. It was just the best moment for me. I enjoyed that very much. It's like, welcome. They don't actually care about you, just like the rest of us. And it was a good moment. It was fun. It was wholesome, if I would say. But yeah, he like did not commit to the game being in the Chinese market, and it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what the heck? So
There,
maybe
there are going to be like legit restrictions for that sort of stuff. I mean, like I don't know if you know this. It was very unlikely for a long time that Star Citizen would ever be allowed to be released in Australia in a theoretical 1.0 because of our classification rules and stuff. We are not going to be the only country where that's a problem. I imagine China has that as a pretty big problem in some cases. So it makes sense. But even though they didn't commit to it, in the back end, they're like, well, we want to make that money. We're gonna try.
of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Exactly. Like they have to partner with a Chinese company of some kind in order to publish there. They talked about it the last Bar Citizen. So it's not like
Yeah.
it hasn't been talked about before, but it was a very interesting like non-committal answer, and it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I expected it. I don't know if they expected it, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to go into next? It might make sense to jump into Anvil Founders Club because it's like kind of connected, funny,
Yeah.
funny stuff.
Yep.
My
It's
thumbnail for
it's
this was
interesting to me.
the most Star Citizen thing ever.
Well, no. If it was the most Star Citizen thing ever, it would have been a $15 ticket to get a raffle to get put into the club,
Or play the game a certain way and to get a ticket to be able to buy this. You know. So.
Yeah. So we'll get to talking about DefenseCon, but the biggest thing in one of the biggest things in DefenseCon is going to be the Anvil Odin concept.
The physically biggest thing will be the Anvil Odin.
Literally physically biggest. Well, I mean, how large is a JPEG? You know. The Anvil Odin, the battle cruiser. They are, instead of doing their regular wave system that they do for like the big capital ships and stuff, you submit a ticket, you put 999 words or less why you think you deserve to spend the money, and then like you might get drawn for it. This one's really interesting to me because like in my head, I don't see like it's already gonna have its exclusivity thing that like the wave system already gives people FOMO and like forces them to like try to fight for the vehicles and whatnot and spend that extra money, right?
And that's not its intention, which is
extra.
Funny. The limited nature of the sale is the FOMO part. The wave is supposed to make it so you have a chance.
Yeah. So this system, I just don't really know. I'm obviously not buying it, so the system doesn't really affect me. But it's like,
Same. I don't care.
What does it do? Well, it could get rid of bots that try to spam these waves and stuff.
Yep.
It could. There is a genuine if people are real about their answers and stuff, and they actually get read through, which I feel like they're probably not really going to get read through.
No shot.
They actually get read through. There is a real world where like the people that buy them end up being good community members and stuff like that. It's just interesting because it's just such a weird. It doesn't feel like a marketing tactic because I can't see it being one, if that makes sense. I can't see.
They've done this once already, right? It's definitely a
so I was
marketing
told.
tactic.
Apparently, they did this with I want to say the Kraken for its first wave or something.
I think you're right.
And then they ended up just putting it in the regular waves.
Yeah, which is what's going to happen with this too. Like you said, they're not doing the waves. I think they're definitely going to do the waves as well, but they want to give their most dedicated number one concierge backers. So if you're watching this and you've never played Star Citizen before, and you're like, "What the heck is this?" So here's the steps you have to take to buy a ship that's likely going to cost $4,000 to $6,000, somewhere in that range, possibly. You need to have already spent $1,000 on a video game that is 14 years in development and doesn't exist. Number one red flag. And then you have to write a 999 word letter or less to be able to buy this thing. It's like a very weird, goofy thing. But to create... What they're trying to do is they're trying to create this club of people who buy the ship that get to talk about how they're so cool because they buy the ship. And it's like, you know, giving them this exclusive area where they feel elite and all this. It is very FOMO and marketing and like, oh, close the door. Don't let Croncy and Mike in. They don't belong here.
That's fair. Calling it like a club and stuff definitely provides to that. I guess it's more just it wouldn't work on me.
It doesn't work on me. This is fucking stupid.
So it's the FOMO stuff that does work on me is when you go like, oh, here's a Invictus skin, and I'm like, oh, I need that one.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's interesting. I also like this is not. It's gonna make a lot of money, but it's one of those things as well where it's like they could just sell as many as they want, and this can help restrict that number if they want to restrict it for like gameplay purposes.
But they didn't do that with the Idris, so why do that with this? You know,
isn't the Idris still wave locked?
they do wave locks, but they do 50 wave locks a year. So what's the difference? I don't know, you know?
Well, the player count goes up, right? That's the idea. Is like
I
technically,
know.
yeah, there's more people playing.
Technically, yeah.
But yeah, to be fair to your point, we haven't like seen the numbers of like. I don't think they share with us anymore how many they unlock to be sold. So you never really know if that's the case or if they're just pumping them out.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. I cannot wait until Sander gets one and I get to fly it.
Yeah, that's like I'm sure there's somebody that has it. I'll take a look at it and then I'll like for me these ships are like dude, if you play with a bunch of people, like these are your goals is to earn these and fly them in the game and things like that. So, and we can talk a little bit about that cuz there's some interesting insurance stuff going on in the PTU that you know, kind of feels a little org helpy right now, which is cool. But yeah, the you know, the other thing was like, you know, how are you a cooperative group play and you're a positive impact on the verse? Like they're like, what do you dude, it's a battle cruiser. I'm gonna fucking blow people up with this thing. What are you talking about positive impact? I'm trying to kill people with this shit. What do you mean? What are you on about? And then, yeah, like what you said about the bots part is, I think that's like a big factor here. Is like, let's give our most dedicated people a chance to get this if they really want it. I don't want them to feel like they're, you know, getting screwed over because I think a lot of people feel like they got screwed over for Idris's and things like that. 100%. The best part is nobody's writing that essay with like actually writing an essay without using ChatGPT. So they're literally using bots to avoid the bot.
What I really want them to do is actually use like, and because every company's doing it for recruitment now anyway, is for them to actually use AI detection tools. And if someone uses ChatGPT to do their 999 words, nope, you're out of the club. No, you don't go in now.
Yeah,
that's what I want. That'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. Don't have much else to say. It's going to be a really big ship, and
yeah, I'm excited to find out what it is and how it works.
You know, it'd be good.
Honestly, I want to hear like some.
When does it go in development?
Stuff. True, especially because it's Anvil, and Anvil are not the focus at the moment.
Not the focus right now, and it's twice the size of a ship that has been, you know, kind of in development for many, many years and is not in the game yet. It's twice the size of that ship. So
it's also completely unrelated to the Squadron too. So it's not like it's had secret dev time. It's supposed to be a new vehicle, like in lore.
Yeah. So you're writing an essay, getting in line, spending thousands of dollars for a ship that probably doesn't release on 1.0 or might just come before it. No, it has to because it's a stretch goal. Right before 1.0, probably. So,
How long did it take them to do the Polaris? 18 months, right?
Over a year. Yeah, I don't know exactly how long.
So that's what we're looking at minimum. Assume, like, they've got more devs now, but also assume that because it's way larger, it's going to have more details. It's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah.
So you're probably looking at 2 years of like one team working on like just this, or at the bare minimum, like this and other Anvil ships.
Sure. Yeah. Agreed. You want to talk DefenseCon now, since related?
Yeah, let's do it. So obviously we're talking about the Odin. Well, what else is happening at DefenseCon? They showed us the little, video sneak peek thing. It's at Area 18 again. There are a lot more ships, including one that was also spoiled a little bit at the Chinese bar citizen. John Crew had a little folder with him.
Yeah,
there was like a little prop for the new Origin Heavy Fighter, which I am very keen on. That sounds cool as hell.
It's gonna look cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's also this,
but yeah, the Ironclad is in like 12 shots, which makes sense because I said before the Odin is like one of the coolest things at this Invictus. The Ironclad is going to be the big one. The release of the Ironclad is going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I do apologize. The video is really like buffery, weird. I updated my drivers today, and they are not good. So
they also if you do like what we always do with like these ones, the Invictus and the IAE videos, and you try to cut it shot by shot to see all the sneak peeks they put in, they've got like frames that are like literally 0.2 of a second long. They really like tried to cram in all the sneak shots and stuff. So
RSI,
so we got
something.
Yep, we got a couple of looks at stuff. Pretty much every ship that we think is coming out in this patch we know about.
I don't follow any of this stuff.
So none of this is leaks. This is all like from this video or from the Bar Citizen or whatever, or speculation. The only one that we like don't know. Well, we don't know what the Hammerhead variant is going to do. And this was the one that got talked about at SCL by Jared a little bit ago. Except we know it's going to have a laser.
Or lasers.
And then we kind of don't know the rest of it. It's like, cool, it's going to have a laser. Well, what does the rest of the ship look like? Right? Because it's a quite large ship. We don't know what the new small Drake vehicle is, except for its name, which I currently... Bulldog, I think? I think it's called the Bulldog.
So is the sneak peek the Bulldog or the M80?
It's Origin. That's the M80.
Oh, what's the other one? What's the other one?
So you've got the Drake Pitbull.
Drake Pitbull, excuse me. Okay.
Yeah, Drake Pitbull.
What the hell is that?
This is so that is, you see a small snap of it in the video, and then I believe we got the name from the thing from last week. Oh, it's small. It's like the front of it. It's there's a shot where there's like 5 people at the hall in Invictus. It's a little bit further away. It's like middle of the video or something. 14 seconds. There you go. Yeah. So if you look to the left there in the background, you can see a very small cockpit on a very small landing pad. That is presumably the Pitbull. Technically, it could be whatever the hell it is, but like presumably it's the Pitbull.
Okay.
So all we know about that is small Drake vehicle. That's it. That's all we get from that.
Okay.
And then the name we got from if you remember, there was like the blurry hall photo that had like the names of a bunch of things on it last week.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, some people saying snub fighter. I think it's probably a new Gravlev or like a new ground vehicle for Drake. It sounds combat-y.
Pitbulls are combat-y though, yeah.
Yeah.
At least in my experience, they are. Ask my dog.
Whatever it is, it's small. We know about the new MISC ship, the refueler. We know about that one already, and they've already put that in sneak peeks as well. I think that's everything. So it's like 6, including the concept. It's like 7 new ships this Invictus, which is crazy.
Who cares? Ironclad.
Yeah, true.
There's just an iron. Who cares when the Ironclad is releasing?
Also, it is the patch of the command module too, right? Like that's a pretty big deal in its own right. So,
I did it. It feels whatever.
Well, actually, speaking of the Ironclad, apparently its cargo got bigger as well.
No, we knew that. We knew that a while ago. John Crew was like on an SCL or something and said it got bigger. Do we mean even bigger than what he had said?
Possibly, like more than 2,000.
Okay. Yeah, I think that we knew that.
Crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that's insane. That's so much cargo.
Yeah, I think they like before like had all these like they removed the top
the little
thing,
like,
and I think you can go higher now. Yeah, so they just like doubled the amount essentially because of that or something.
Yeah, I do think I remember him saying that actually. It just made sense.
It was a while ago.
Just because they had the space, I guess.
Yeah, it was a while ago. The only other thing is, like related, sneak peek, John Crew had the envelope Origin M80.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, it's also this video, like, so we were trying to theorize last week, like, why are they doing DefenseCon? I think we sort of came up with the consensus, like, well, it makes sense. It's the bunch of Drake stuff coming out. It just works, whatever. I have an actual theory. I remember a couple of months ago, don't remember if it was the Mother Report, don't remember if it was an SCL or something, about them talking about the Bengal and the PU, which the first time they brought the Bengal and the PU was for Invictus. and they
Yeah.
said that it had some updates coming that they were going to use and whatever. My new theory is that that shit didn't work. They just could not get it to work, and so they just removed the Invictus part of Invictus and turned it into DefenseCon.
Fair enough.
I do like as well. That's the first time I believe we've ever heard a voice actor for Arden, who's the CEO of Drake.
A lot of people were saying that may have been AI, 11 Labs, but they say that every time now, so I don't know.
The voice sounded familiar to me. I actually was thinking it might have been a Star Citizen creator, but then it was a bit different. It sounded like weirdly like Zero State, but it was like a little off.
Oh, really?
Like listen to it again and then like picture Zero State saying it.
Okay. Maybe
it's an AI trained on Zero State's voice.
Maybe, yeah.
Put into the system.
That would be cool though. He would deserve that.
Yeah,
that would be sick. But yeah, I don't know. Sort of excited for this. Sort of don't care. I mean, just ship sales. But you know, if the ships make the game feel cooler, then that's awesome. And we'll see.
I'm keen. I'm keen for this M80 quite a bit because I'm keen to see how like the only actual combat ship, because you have the 300i, but they're all the same. You have the 100i's, they're all the same. An actual combat ship from Origin, the M50 kind of is, but it's primarily used for racing. So then having like, how do Origin make heavy fighter? I want to see that design language. I think it could be really interesting.
Yeah, I think you more mean just like visually, I'm assuming.
Yeah, literally visually.
Yeah.
Actual gameplay wise, I have no idea.
Yeah, or like I just don't care that much. Like heavy fighters still feel like they don't fit the role of what a heavy fighter you would think with light fighter. They're all too close together. Yeah. They do address this in the conversation on the SCL that I couldn't understand what they were saying. So I knew it was a question that got asked. It was hard to make out the answer. So hopefully we hear some more about that next week. But I struggle when they say heavy fighter. I'm like, oh. Don't care. Although, like, when I do fly, I fly heavy fighters typically. But it's like they just, they're not, they just don't fit yet. So it's like hard to get excited from the game side of it. But yeah. All right. I don't know what you want to touch on next. I'll let you lead the way here.
Let's move to. So I'm scrolling through all of my news and stuff. I guess 4.8. Let's talk about the patch. Because it also went open wave a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And some people have had the chance. More people have had the chance to test it. And some big changes happened this week too. Some additions and some changes and lots of balance changes that I'm too stupid to understand. But from what I hear,
same.
Not good. I guess we could talk tax strike groups, but neither of us have done them.
So what we can talk about, the thing that we could talk about is earlier in the week, people were kind of arguing that it was like a little too easy. And then they did the thing where they added rep to it, where you have to earn rep, and it takes a really long time to earn that rep to be able to even try it and test it in the PTU. We'll discuss that in a second, because the only other thing that I know, this was from Mr. Kraken, and then I saw it in a tweet from Detox too, but apparently he hasn't tried it yet, is they upped the ante on the NPC side of like ships are stronger, more of them. So if you get a decent server where the ships are actually paying attention, which on the PTU is very rare, you will have a hard time, and you need to bring friends, because the whole point of tactical strike groups was to be a heavy group focused, challenging PvE experience. Another thing that they're addressing combined on the SCL
as well was like
combined arms, all that stuff. I don't know about the combined arms part as much yet, but so I tried it once. It was fine. And kind of starting to feel very samey with QV. Like the vibes are like, it just feels, everything's starting to feel samey. Obviously they have their unique puzzles. The trench run's very cool. But it's like, I just feel like I would do it once and then be like, all right, I'm done with this. But then the blueprints associated with it, I will be having to do it more than once, at least to get the blueprints, because it's like JS 400s and things like that are worth grinding for.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's the information I know about it.
Yeah, I had the full intention of trying to test it out in a big group today, and then we found out that it was locked behind essentially like level 3 rep, which we didn't have because who grinds rep on PTU ever?
Also, I recopied 15 times on PTU a day.
Yeah, like you're gonna lose it anyway, right? So I am not against it being locked behind rep in general. But having to do that in PTU is the worst. Like, I'm never going to get to test this unless I spend 12 hours a day testing, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't get anywhere close really to the rep. So we ended up testing a bunch of other stuff, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. Now, you brought up a good point before the pod about, and you've mentioned it before, of like, you kind of don't want to be spoiled for these kind of things. So I'm actually weirdly happy about it anyway. I'm glad that I'm going to be able to like do it for the first time and it hopefully be working in likely the PU, because we're probably only a couple of days away from live.
You think a couple days? You think live next week?
Well, so one person brought up a good point of they haven't tested the halls yet.
Correct.
And Invictus is in 2 weeks. So
there's only one hall now, though, the way they do this, so it makes it a little easier.
Yeah. So they might not do what they used to do was they would spend a whole weekend testing the halls.
Swapping the halls out.
They might just do a day or something.
Yeah.
So that might not be the case. But either way, we're within like a week of release, I imagine. But yeah, that's all I've got to talk about with strike groups. Some other stuff though, which was very enjoyable. One thing that got introduced this week was the crossbow. We finally have it after all these years.
Yeah.
I know it is available as a blueprint in the PU. I think as a reward for strike groups, actually.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So I didn't get to test it there, but yeah, ran into Arena Commander. Single weapon elim was the crossbow.
It's fun.
And
single weapon elim with it is fun. I don't know how it'll be with heavier armor.
Yeah, true. And it's also like, it was fun, but it's also like, it has no damage drop off from distance, but it does have full drop off from distance. So at the moment, just one shots, like everything. But like, it sounds cool. It feels beefy. The choice of using a magazine for the crossbow, I feel like was a mistake.
Maybe, but it's also an easier animation to create.
100%. Yeah. It would have been cool if like it was, one shot per reload or whatever. And it was actually putting it in and pulling it back. That would be fun. It is very stealthy. According to someone in chat, it was like a regular gunshot will alert NPC enemies at 150 meters. This apparently doesn't alert them until 35 meters.
Yeah.
As well as like you do hear it whizzing past you, but it's a lot quieter than a gunshot, obviously. So
I got a lot of audio feedback for them. Zach's actually in chat. He said 1 shot per reload means backpack reload so much. And
hell yeah.
Yeah. I also
exactly, Zach. Let's do it.
I also duped material on live today with backpack reload, so that was or yesterday, so that was fun. But we checked on PTU and apparently it's fixed. So fingers crossed there. But I have just like one thing about audio was it's very gun soundy, and I want to hear the like that whizzing sound, like or whatever, like more like
when it gets shot past you. To me, it does sound like kind of sound like an arrow.
See, for me, it felt more too projectile like gun like. And then the other thing is, and Zach's here, maybe can answer this. We never got like the excuse that we were given for why we never got this was, well, we don't have the tech to stick the arrows in the wall or in the people and stuff like that. None of that shit happens with this thing right now. And we have the gun.
Well, that's probably why we have it. So it's probably we just don't need it.
I think they were just run it. Come on, like let's go. We don't need this stuff. It doesn't matter. And I agree. So yeah, I wonder if that was just like, all right, like let's just put the thing out and like let's have it just be more like a gun, and that's fine. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Do you know what this feels like? Have you ever used like in like Gun Rush, Devastator shotgun, where like the kind of way to play it is use cover a lot and you pop in and out of cover, so you just like you charge, shoot, go back, charge, shoot, go back, and it's a 2-shot kill. And I feel like with heavy armor, it's a 2-shot kill, as it says here. I feel like that's going to be kind of the play and how it feels. The gun feels like a shotgun without all the bullet spread or like the pellet spread.
In your closer combat for sure. But like you can tell this is designed.
Obviously,
for
you could shoot it further, but yeah, Arena Commander is very.
Everyone's pretty close together. Yeah. I am curious to play with it in the PU, and I'm sure people have. And if anyone who's called in today has, let us know how it's gone.
Yeah.
Because the drop off is quite aggressive, it seems. And so it's like, all right, well, what's like a realistic distance that you could snipe with this? I think would be the biggest thing, because it is clearly supposed to be stealthy. Well, the other part of stealth is let me be far away so that I can actually get a hit in and be far enough away from the sound, right? So,
yeah, and I don't know if scopes account for the drop, right? So
the drop off, no.
Yeah, I don't think you could just aim at someone's head and it'd be okay, but I think it's going to be really fun. And I agree with like Zach's design notes. It does feel like a high skill expression gun. Like the good players were really good with it. I was not really good with it, but I had a great time. And like every time I got frustrated with SC yesterday, and I got really frustrated with the PTU yesterday, I just went in and played some Arena Commander, and I found myself smiling again. So that was nice. We haven't talked about the other weapon yet. Plasma grenade.
This might be news to me. Oh yeah, I forgot to test it.
Oh, dude, it was in single weapon. You have the grenades.
Like in addition to the crossbow, you had the grenades?
Yeah. Go in right now.
Why would I ever? I'm playing Star System. Why would I ever throw a grenade?
Because it's awesome.
No, I know, but every other grenade has been terrible.
All right, so I'll talk about it.
Give me the thing, because if I go in right now, I won't get a lobby. I didn't get a lobby for like 30 minutes before.
True. Oh wait, hold on. I'll switch scenes and then I'll bring up my stream from yesterday so you could see it. Number one change compared to regular grenades is they blow up on contact, so they don't have a timer. Okay. So that's the first thing.
Impact grenades, basically.
Yes. Content. Sorry, I'm just looking to find the video. They blow up on contact, number one, and then obviously they do exactly what you expect. Big area of effect and does a lot of damage, and it's pretty cool. People were throwing them under ships. They were just blowing up ships in 2 seconds. I think that was a little bit excessive. I'm going to be honest. That's kind of crazy, but okay. And yeah, in general though, it's I think it's going to be really effective. You know Hannah. Hannah's super good at FPS. We got ourselves in a situation where we were both holding a corner, and it was like whoever peaks first is going to lose. So she, being the much better player than me, threw a grenade and pulled me out of my cover, and then I died. Right? I died to her. Okay, here, I got it. I got it.
That is the definition of area denial.
Exactly. So it works exactly as advertised. Like a lot of things don't for Star Citizen, right? So you got to like give them props when they do, and it worked out really well. So this is the effect, very flashbangy, and then
oh wow, that's a very cool, very cool leftover effect. I like that.
I hate it, but I only hate it. Like I guess hopefully we'll see a bit. I'm just gonna let it play. I try to throw them a lot. It's like there's these random explosions in the air, and I don't know, plasma to me, I felt like it should have been more like, I don't know, misty, I guess. It's just a personal preference thing.
Okay.
But yeah, that's me being just, who cares? It's like a little nitpicky thing that doesn't matter. I don't care if they keep what they have. Because it very clearly shows you, don't walk in here or you're going to die. Like I killed myself with my own grenades plenty of times. So
how much have you tested like how much damage just the leftover effect does?
No, but you can go through it with like a med gun and you can run right through it without
it's not
dying.
like insta kill. it is like a damage over time type thing.
Yes, and
okay.
you know, you will be affected by the like, you know, somebody runs through it, you shoot them a little bit and they're dead. The one thing that I have not experienced with this though, because I only really used them in single weapon elimination, is there you get a pretty decent look at it, but I'm always running away and looking the other way. These two guys were teaming, by the way. These two guys were cheating, dude. Single weapon elimination, you're not on the same team. I was so mad. But anyway, the real
so I was gonna
test...
say proof Mike hates dynamic teaming up. Wow, crazy.
Yeah. It's a everyone against everyone mode. You can't team up. The main thing that we didn't test is like, hey, you run through this thing and then I shoot you with a P8. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's an experience that I haven't seen, and that's really should be the like really telling factor of how useful the gun is. But look, I used that. I pushed him like kind of don't go to this area, and he had to hold back, and then I wrapped around him and killed him. The teamers. So it's like it's I'm using it how it's meant to be used, and it feels good. And then I teabagged them, of course, for teaming up.
I wonder how this is going to work in PvE. Like, I wonder if NPCs will try to avoid the area if they're rushing you already, that sort of stuff.
Oh god, I thought you meant I wonder what
otherwise
NPCs
they probably won't.
using
but
it.
like, NPCs using it would be dope. But
I'm
like,
scared of that.
Like, true. But yeah, this isn't in PU, just in Arena Commando at the moment, right? The plasma grenade.
No, it's in PU. So you could buy. I bought it at Cubby Blast. I went and did a bunker.
Okay.
They just run right through it, and then you just one shot them with any gun.
It's more like I wonder if they've programmed the AI to do anything, because we know that they're not actually going to do anything. Because I remember
the programming part. Maybe.
Yeah, because like I think there was a point where like AI would avoid fire, and so you would presumably just give like the same behavior.
Yes equals fire
to avoid those areas. Yeah. Cool. Hell yeah. That was
they're
dope.
awesome.
I am mad, very mad. I did not press G the entire time I was trying the crossbow.
How about this? You should be mad that everybody you were playing with did not press G, because I didn't know they were there either. And then all of a sudden I heard them, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I pressed G, and it was like, "Yo, shit!"
Look, bad time for Australian servers, so I only ended up playing one of my mods for that entire Arena Commando. So neither of us knew.
Unfortunate.
Very cool.
Okay.
Elsewhere in 4.8, refueling missions, NPC refueling missions are in the game now, meaning refueling has an actual purpose that makes you money in the game for the first time ever. I tried them out. Tried a couple of them out. I have some positives. I have some negatives. Positives, finally. Something to do. Very excited for that. I know that there are a lot of refuelers that are going to be very keen on it. Obviously, right now, because Invictus hasn't happened yet, the only ship you're really going to do this in is the Starfarer, but there's a new one coming for us. Because, of course. The missions worked surprisingly well. So the very first intro mission I did, parked up there. I forgot all of the controls and everything to do, but once I realized all the controls and stuff I had to do,
it's quite simple.
Extended the thing, targeted them for docking, and then they actually auto docked once I got close enough, which I was surprised.
They docked to us, which is not the way refueling worked before, and I think that is probably the most positive change. Is they dock to us instead of us docking to them. And it's also
the first time we've ever seen an NPC dock, period.
Actually, we always docked to the Starfarer when we did player to player, right? So it's just the NPC doing the same thing as us.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's never been a thing.
Yeah, there's the 100i coming up docking to me right there.
We talked a little bit about it last week. The refueling mechanics have been simplified, which... it's a bit boring, but it works is the biggest thing.
Yep.
I got paid what I was told I would get paid. They undocked and I left. What I think is the coolest thing about these missions, though. No, I didn't have an issue with hydrogen. Oh, I did notice that they will force you to refuel hydrogen first. So, like, if you open up your quantum barrels or whatever, they won't take it. and that's just weird. I don't know if that's the case,
Watch
but
when you
whatever.
guys.
Cool, just do hydrogen first.
Oh, I forgot to fuel up before this one. Yeah, so that's fine.
I can see your hands on your head in the
I was
thing.
just like, I can't believe I have to go all the way back. And just a note for Elliot, if watching, because he was earlier, I left and came back, and the AI would not dock to me anymore after docking with them once. So I like forgot to get the fuel, and I mean, hey, I just kind of deserved to fail in that case, but yeah. And by the way, this was the video of the Chinese bar citizen. I was trying to like cover up the it was a mess.
Yeah.
But refueling, I liked it.
After completing the first mission, checked out a couple of others afterwards. I love that you can get baited.
I got
so
baited
one of the
too.
things that can happen is like you get called to go do the mission. It pays the same as the introductory mission, so you assume it's going to be the same thing. You rock up there, and instead of an NPC needing refueling, it's a turret, and then a couple of guys quantum in, and you do a little bit of fighting. Nothing particularly too hard or anything, but I think that sets a really good precedent for like a new player looking to do refueling. Of don't trust every single refueling contract, because like this is a thing that a lot of other MMOs do really well. No, other MMOs do really well, especially because it's not just that one that you're thinking of. There's others that do it too, where it's like if there is a mechanic that is going to be relevant in both PvE and PvP, they will sort of teach you the ways that they might interact. You might be in a support role, and they'll teach you how that support role can be relevant in PvE or PvP. And in this case, they're teaching you like, hey, players could screw you over as well, right? I know there still needs to be a whole other conversation about how any of that's going to work, but I like that they set the precedent of putting that into someone's mind. Of if you want to do this as a career, this is what you should expect.
Yeah. And the only like thing that they contradicted themselves a little bit is Elliot was on SCL, I believe. And this question was asked, like, why is there combat involved in everything that is like non-combat? I hate it. And they were like, it will clearly be labeled that you're going to be dealing with combat in that mission, and these were not. So I again agree with you. I like that they're not labeled. I like the fact that it's a surprise. And that you have to kind of be on your toes, and maybe it's in the mission description as like you might get attacked at some point in any of these, so be advised. I don't remember though.
Being in the description.
So that's just contradictory to what they said. That's all. I'm just pointing that out. I don't really care. I think it's totally fine, but yeah.
But it was cool. I also like that when that does happen, the NPC who is like in charge of your contracts does pop up with like a whoops, no, this was a bad one. Eliminate them and we'll pay you however much money.
Yeah. And I just had one issue why I asked about hydrogen fuel is it took like I filled an entire tank of hydrogen fuel, right? It was cheap. It was like 4,000 credits, not much. And then my first refuel, it took half the tank. My second refuel, tried to take more than half the tank and didn't finish really. I closed the hydrogen, I opened the quantum, and then eventually the mission like randomly finished later on its own. It was really weird. But then maybe what like people in my chat
desync bug maybe or something,
I don't know, but then my chat was saying it's definitely not a desync bug with the hydrogen fuel, that when you move up in rank you refuel bigger ships, and a medium ship took 3 entire tanks of fuel to fill up, which is a little bit weird, but also there are other tanks that have bigger holds and things like that, is my understanding. So that could have been my problem as well. I'm not really sure, but just what I experienced. But overall, the positive is I guess there's something to do with your Starfarer. The negative is it's sort of,
it's a bit boring,
underwhelming.
I actually think these would be really cool if they had the old refueling mechanics in it and you had to worry about your fuel rate and your flow rate and stuff.
Exactly.
But it's something. It's kind of like, once again, what we got with mining and salvage with those initial missions, where it's like at least it's something that people can do. And this one's way long overdue. Fueling got introduced in, I want to say 3.17.
A long time. Whenever it was a long time ago.
Yeah, there's been essentially no gameplay tied to it because players don't need to refuel from ships. It's not a thing. So, as in, it's not the way players play this game, whether CRG want them to or not.
It is a pointless ship until now. Now it has some tiny point. I've mentioned a million times, like from playing Foxhole, I was like, oh my God, it would be amazing if we can, if we could stock up places like Everest Harbor, and if it runs out, people in the game call for help and things like that, and maybe we make more money when we sell to Everest Harbor when it is low, but that's really where I want to see the Starfarer go, and smaller refuelers, because the ship-to-ship stuff just, like you said, just doesn't make sense right now.
The other thing I noticed when I was in today, so there's a bunch of new missions in Nyx to destroy fuel pods, very similar to just like the ones in
I did the defend
in Pyro. Yeah, cool. I would love to be able to refuel from those fuel pods. If I find fuel pods, let me grab it.
There.
That's free. That's loot, right? That's loot for me to chuck in the ship. I think it would add to that sort of that aspect of the gameplay a lot. It would add to like your profit margins and how you think about that a lot, which would be cool.
Yeah. You want to just run, because we're running kind of long. Do you want to run through some of the other smaller stuff?
There's one more bigger thing, which is the loadout saving.
True. We should really take a little bit of time with insurance. Agreed. All right. I'll let you roll with it then, and I'll jump in.
Oh, I have no idea how it works. I saw it.
Will run
I saved it. My understanding, and this is how I'll get you to tell me if I'm wrong or right. My understanding is you save your loadout through it, insurance-wise, by paying the UEC cost, and then assume that ship blows up or whatever. When you come back, you will get that ship faster than if you claimed normally, and you'll get it with the loadout that you saved the insurance
Almost
for.
Right. You don't pay up front, you pay on claim.
Oh,
that's the only difference.
Okay.
No, it's just letting you know what the cost will be.
Right.
Yeah. So Idris owners, like I saw it be like $500K. Like it's like fairly pricey.
Yeah.
But
it's
also
hard to know
what fairly
like
pricey means.
10-hour regular claim. Like it was the regular claim was crazy.
Yeah, so the regular claim is long, the paid for claim is short, but like combat ships were 5,000 to claim, dude.
Yeah.
So we're still like a little off there, and I think, we're going to get people reclaiming instantly. So now there's like no need to have multiples, because the claim timer starts when you spawn the ship.
So it sort of stops you spamming abusing it, but like
I don't know.
How long are these timers at the moment, right? So maybe it doesn't stop anything.
I don't know. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Also, tested a dupe that I was very concerned about. I might have talked about it last week. What happens if I pull a component off and try to dismantle it? Because obviously quantum drives, shields, all sorts of things are in the PTU and are dismantleable. So I went and bought some guns at the shop that I know had blueprints, and I put them on my ship, and I insured the ship, right? But I also left some in inventory. The ones that were left in inventory, I could dismantle and get the 500 zero quality, edition. But the ones that were insured, when I pulled them off and put them down the freight elevator, they did not show up in the dismantle thing. So they're band-aiding that idea now, where salvaging is completely dead. It is what it is right now. Baby steps towards the final game. This one patch, you're not going to be salvaging anything for material. You can salvage it to use it, but as soon as they claim it, it's going to brick. Right now, the bricking takes 5 minutes. That is not the intended time. They've said that multiple times now. We'll see what happens with how long the bricking time is in the future. But yeah, so salvaging kind of dead for right now, but it is what it is, guys. Like everybody's gameplay dies for a patch here and there sometimes. For it to rise like the Phoenix and be better later, and hopefully it does. But salvagers, you need to fight for your gameplay right now, is what I will say.
Yeah.
You need to very, very strongly make Reddit posts, Spectrum posts, and say what you really find to be fun, and what you really find to not be fun. I'm sure Torsten and co are listening and hearing and addressing that feedback as well. So speaking of that, there's also another huge thing, mining, that we need to talk about as well when we're done with this.
Yeah.
So I don't know, anything else on insurance? I mean, those are the big parts for me.
Not really, because we knew it was coming. We talked a little bit about it last weekend.
Yeah, it's like what we already have, but with more steps, and like,
yeah,
it's it sounds worse in some ways, sounds better in other ways. Setting up for a future of some kind. I don't know if it's a bright future or not yet, based on what we have. We'll have to see. All right, you want me to tell you guys about the mining, because this is crazy different.
Yes. So I heard something about the material ranges and the like spawn rate of some of the ranges has altered drastically.
Yes. So we used to get anything from 0 quality to 1,000 quality, and it was complete RNG and random what you would see in every single rock that you looked at, right? They obviously had the low. There's the low quality, and there's lots of it in a rock, and then there's the higher quality, and there's a little bit of it in the rock. They still do that, but every single rock type, and rock type means how I'm describing rock type is iron, copper, titanium, quantanium. That's what I mean by rock type. Will have 8 different quality numbers that you can find in them. And they go from like low quality up to 1,000. So every rock has the chance to have 1,000. Super rare. Every rock has a chance to be somewhere near 950, in between 950 and 1,000. But it's seemingly random what's in between. How do I explain this to make it very clear without showing it? I think I could show it.
Yeah.
I'm going to use iron as an example. Every iron rock that is within, it's essentially a dice roll, right? So the dice roll is, I rolled a 7. We're just going to use this as an example. It's not 1 through 10. It's 1 through 8. But my roll was a 7, and I got a 700 quality thing. That's why I'm using the number 7. The 700 quality iron rock is always 711 or 707. I think it's 707. Always. So if you see a 7, it is always going to be 707. This way, and to me, guys, this is indicating a wipe more than anything I've ever seen, at least for your commodities. Okay, which is why I'm not going out there and mining in live anymore. If your thing is 707, every iron rock in that range is going to be 707. So what this does is it solves a problem for our inventories. So now I'm going to be able to stack up on 700 quality material. It's basically doing common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and so on, without doing it.
Yeah, which also means your crafted items, like if you have if you have 2 guns that take iron for damage increase, you'll essentially always have one of like 5 numbers to the increase.
Correct. That's the negative, in my opinion. I think one of the cool things about the guns is there was a lot of variety in them. Yeah. This, you're going to have a very strict variety gun. That's the positive and negative, because now a player can say, if I am buying a gun, 858 quality iron, because I think that's the 8 quality. The 850 range was 858. I want 858 iron, 975. I don't know what the 9 quality, because I never came across one. 9 quality, barrel, and that's what I want. So it simplifies things, while also the way I'm explaining it sounds complicated. It's not. It's very simple. So. Yeah, I did mine yesterday. So here,
one potential positive as well could mean it could be easier to balance those different, less variety means less things that you also have to turn to make things work. The less things you have to tune to make things work. Yep. So if iron at the 700 band, which you said is 706 or whatever, 707, if the iron at the 700 band is maybe a bit too powerful because people are finding it a bit too much, or the other way around, it's not powerful enough, people aren't finding it enough.
Put less of that out in the world.
Yeah, you can either put less out of it in the world. You can modify it so that 700 buff on iron does a little bit less or a little bit more. Like you it seems like it would be a little easier to balance. I still don't know if I like it. I really like the variety of being able to go, my 760 is better than my 750. Is it going to be a perceptible difference? Not actually, but in my head, I feel like I've improved. I've created something a little bit better. That's kind of cool. And now there's less of that.
Yeah. And the other thing is like people who have data mined the notes and stuff, or the patch or whatever, said that they've definitely increased the amount of this like higher quality stuff that you're finding. So it should be a little bit easier than what we did last. Because, I mean, guys, the amount of SCU you're going to need to craft stuff in 4.8 is quite a bit. Like quantum drives are taking over one SCU of ore. So, yeah. Oh, Laranite was 707. There you go. That's why I had 707 in my mind. But yeah, so if you're watching, you're seeing the same numbers over and over again. It makes managing your inventory a lot easier. So you can stack up on stuff, hopefully. Right?
I will say though, if this is their solution to that, why have the 1,000 numbers in the first place?
No, this is their band-aid until we get the folder thing that they talked about, I believe.
That'll make sense. Yeah. If that's still their plan, then yeah, sure, fair enough.
Yep. But yeah, there's me yawning because this was just incredibly boring and miserable. But yeah, so the other thing is it doesn't solve the problem of I want 900 quality everything. Why would I waste my time?
You're still looking for
going for anything else. Presumably. They're not solving that problem yet. For me at least. We'll see. And I was like arguing all stream with people about it. It was like, guys, why like it takes so much time to mine a rock. Why would I, what if that next rock is 900?
Why would I spend the time on a lesser rock? Yeah,
exactly. Because it takes so much time. So yeah, that's a very, very big change that's currently in the PTU. Don't know how long it's sticking. It is in the PTU, and they have said nothing in any notes about it whatsoever. So I don't know if it's a feature ready for feedback or anything like that. Just letting you guys know it's there, that something big is coming. And I believe it is a massive indicator for, at a minimum, resource wipe. Yeah. Because why would you do this to try and solve the inventory problems when the inventory problems are not going to disappear and start from scratch? So, yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at my notes of other things. You can only have 10 missions accepted at any given time now.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Weekend.
Oh, did we? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't show it, I guess, so I used it to show. Hammerhead Gold Standard. Did you look through it at all at Arena Commander?
Whatever. I went in it. It genuinely just felt like it had a facelift.
Yeah, there still felt like a Hammerhead.
1 or 2 new rooms or something, but yeah, it felt like a Hammerhead. It felt like it did feel like a Gold Pass, which good, sweet. This makes a lot of sense because once again, one of the vehicles that is supposed to be coming out in Invictus is a Hammerhead variant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Last thing, they're tweaking armor and weapons in the game. It's all jumbled up and weird. People are mostly negative about it.
All I heard is apparently light fighter meta is a thing again.
Attritions are the gun. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I don't have anything else on the PU or anything.
Pretty much. Like obviously a lot of it we talked about last week, and probably the biggest content thing, it's just hard to speak much on. So
yeah,
we'll sort of see how it goes next week, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ready for callers?
Yeah, let's do it. And if you want to call into the Answer the Call podcast and talk show, head into the description below. If you're watching on YouTube, go to the Discord and head to the green room. If you are on Twitch, same thing, go !podcast. We are full once again today. Remember, if you want to get into the calls, you got to jump in a little early. Usually about the time that we start the podcast, you got to start jumping into the calls.
Yeah, like when we started, we had a couple of slots open, and then they filled up. Yeah. All right, we'll go to our first caller then. Space Monkey Business. Hello,
Space Monkey.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
I'm good. How are you? I've not been here for a while.
I know. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the bar citizen stuff for a bit because I don't know if you also checked. I got the notes from the Leaks Discord and they wrote something down and I just made some notes on that. Which might not be the same.
I have a very strong feeling about you hear it from them first and you make your own opinions and you don't read through all those things, but feel free to.
It's like I said, it's translated and then it's also put through like 4 different people.
Yeah.
Like if you're just trying to tell us that that's news, I don't know if that's even news. Like if we're gonna hear it from them later, might as well wait till we hear it from them.
Yeah. I mean, I also heard some of the stuff from you, so I think it's pretty accurate what they said. So let's see. Suit lockers, they said, or they noted down that they're actually in active development at the moment. So
yep, there was I want to say it was a sneak peek a couple of weeks ago, or it might have been an image in a monthly report. That had a couple of suit lockers out and stuff. So not like actual news there. But glad that it, I guess, hasn't been removed in the last few weeks of being in development.
Just good. I still hope that if they introduce them, they also force players to switch for like steering a ship, not doing it in the full.
Well, that was the backpack. That was also one of the changes this week, right? Was that they changed some of the G forces and how they apply to flight suits versus armor. So
it was somewhat noticeable, but not very noticeable. I
blacked out a little bit more not wearing a flight suit, but not like a ton more, which is what I think it should be. if you're gonna force me to use it, make it so that when I go from like 200 to 300 meters a second in like 3 seconds, that I am blacking out straight away.
Yeah, don't be annoying.
Yeah,
don't be overly annoying.
And I hope that if they introduce them, they also put some of the suit lockers in your hangar by default, not only in ships.
Sure, yeah.
Because you cannot change it on a fighter.
Just load out stuff in general in your hangar would be good. They made a big fuss when we first got our hangars about decorating your hangars. No one does it, really. It's like, I'm sure someone's going to say, I do it. Of course you do. But like, a lot of people don't, right?
It bounces around too much.
Yeah, exactly.
I did it the first time in this patch.
It feels like it could be fixed by just putting like cargo grids in those little corners of the
I
put hangars, right, or something.
ATLS in the corner, and then some stuff you can just for display put in there in the chair. It was quite nice. It feels a bit more home-ish. Then I think John Crew said that if you upgrade a ship, that it would not have an effect on the visuals of the ship.
No, see, this is why reading the notes. This is why reading the notes is not good. They said we're talking about it, but we haven't made a decision about it. And that note said no. And that is not what he said at all, dude. He was like, if we do it, we might do it maybe not 1 and 2, but we'll do it at 3, and then we'll do it at 5. And like, it was a way more longer-winded answer. And I went more into the idea of like, well, when we're very far away, that's when we need to know that information, and you can't visually see the ship anyway. So it should be more on the scan side of things. And then somebody else in my chat was like, maybe do a different color engine trail. And it's like, oh, that's not a bad idea. And so, this is why those notes, boys, you got to hear it for yourself.
Give that enemy tag a little rare dragon symbol like in World of Warcraft. If it's high tier enough.
Or just like Roman numerals.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a missed opportunity if they don't do it. So it's good to hear that they still think about it.
Yeah,
I think even from like a personal player perspective, because Mike just mentioned like you looking at someone else's ship, just looking at your own ship and getting to go, I've worked on this, and because of that, it's gotten something a little extra. I got my RuneScape level 99 gold trim cape on this ship, right? That's cool. That's fun.
I mean, I actually started with the Corbel Crush armor. You can farm in the ASD facilities, and like people are standing still and just watching you, and then move on. So it's kind of funny. They also said that's what the note said. The missiles are there's an issue with the network. That's why the missiles are fucked, and they're fixing it by making maybe the missiles slower and then adding like maneuvers to shrug them off.
Making the notes that you're talking about, at least, because one thing we'll see, maybe Mike knows more. They said that they would
This
make
is on the SCL, I think.
countermeasures less important and maneuvers more important, but also slow down missiles, so it's not just like completely nerfing. Like, oh, I got shot by a missile and I'm just garbage, so I get hit all the time.
There's another. Yeah, sorry.
They are missiles have been bad since their inception. They then got reworked, and they were still bad since then. In one way or the other, every single patch they have been bad. Either too powerful or never hit anything. Never in between. It's never in a good spot.
Ever.
In terms of like networking be the problem, watch a missile. Watch any missile at any point when you're playing. It's kind of obvious that the network's the problem because it's doing all over the place, right?
Yeah. You need to I mean, I don't know what their refresh rate is for the missile to actually stay on target, but I think it's
even like even if the refresh rate was super high or whatever, like imagine a big fleet battle, even an NPC fleet battle, and there's like 20 missiles, everything's going to go to shit, right? So missiles, they're just they are, because of the way Star Citizen works and because of the way that they wanted missiles to work, are fundamentally never going to work. So they do need a rework of some kind, whether that is making them slower and then tuning all this other stuff. But something.
Yeah, I also got another vibe from that they are not able to fix the network issue, and that is maybe a bigger problem because it's
just going to be a literal tech limitation that they're never going to get past.
Yeah, right. It sounds like that, and we're still. I mean, Mike said before he's annoyed of people who are asking him about where is the desync post from Benoit, but it is the same story. It's like,
oh, I'm not annoyed that people are wondering where it is. Just to be clear, I'm just annoyed. Why the fuck are you asking me?
Yeah, okay.
Because you work at CIG. You're paid by CIG.
I don't know, man.
Not.
I guess because you would think that I would know before you would.
I mean, you are informed, I guess, is the thing, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't think the problem is like we do need that description, the desync thing, but I don't think like desync problem is going to be it. It's more a problem of because we are playing a like a live action game, like a real time action game, but it's an MMO with these very very fast moving missiles that are also supposed to track at the same time and do all this other stuff. It's just like, how does any game company beat that? And the answer is they probably don't. You have to come up with a different solution. You have to like actually change how these work in the first place if you want them to be an interesting weapon type.
Yeah.
Maybe if Star Citizen servers are run on a quantum computer, then it will be solved. But so far, I don't see.
So true.
One last thing. I don't know. I don't know how much you crafted, but I've not crafted one thing so far because I'm not really motivated for FPS stuff. But I noticed that there's so many blueprints out there that it feels devalued because of the number. I rather would like to have them separate like paints and versions, like for an armor. From the base blueprint itself, so that you get one thing, like the base, and then you have the chance to get like a version, maybe not a single part, but maybe like the paint or the capability to change to that version of the.
Is that just a problem with the organization system that is in the crafting system? Because like I feel like you don't have to change the gameplay with what you're saying in order to make it still to feel better with the bloat. Is you can just like still get the rewards for those blueprints for the missions. It's just when I go into my fabricator, there is one slot for Morozov. When I go into Morozov, there is heads, chest, legs, arms, and then when I go into arms, it is red paint, blue paint, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. That probably solves a lot of the bloat.
Yeah, I mean, since I've not crafted anything, I'm not aware of that kind of issue, but it sounds like it's also an issue as well. But it's also
Well, no, I'm saying the issue that it sounds like you're presenting, because like you would still want to earn these rewards, right?
Yeah, but maybe not through missions mainly. I mean, if I do
Sure.
FPS stuff, I would like to find the blueprint stuff like on NPCs or in a locker or something like that, not on a mission. It feels a bit off.
Yeah, they said that is happening. They did not give us a when.
Yeah,
classic.
like always. Anyways, okay, that's it from me for today.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Well, thanks for
Space.
having me.
Great to hear you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not dead. I'm still here.
Nice.
All right.
buddy,
See
be
you
good.
next time. Bye bye.
Catch you later.
All right. Next caller is Sharkbite. Hello, Shark.
Running Shark.
Can you hear me again?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. So I actually ground through the Xenothreat missions multiple times. Finally got through all of them and unlocked everything. And then was doing that so I could craft vehicle stuff. But then all of the materials for the vehicle stuff are harder to get. So I've gotten a few pieces crafted, but not much.
What's your experience been since I haven't done it at all? Noticeable difference, like quantum drive shields, things like that?
Not too many issues. The one like early on, I think it was the second patch where they had it. We tried to take the 4-mil mission, and the Xenothreat enemy was supposed to be like off of one moon, but it was flying all over the Stanton system in quantum, and we couldn't catch up to it. So haven't seen that bug in a while, but that was fun. The 280K missions were working pretty much the whole time. There was one day where they weren't showing up where the marker was. The marker would show up in a different area than where it said it was supposed to be, which was kind of weird. But in the last patch, they've all been pretty good. There was desync, but the only time that it was actually unplayable was when we did the 4K mission and we showed up in an Idris with a Perseus and a Hammerhead, and there were already 4 other player Idrises fighting the Idris. So that was seconds per frame.
So less Idrises than normal. Nice, got it.
Yeah. But it was fun to play with a group of people where we had like, I think 6 people on the Hammerhead and like 8 on the Idris and another like 3 on each Perseus. So we were actually like multi-crewing ships. That was fun.
Yeah, like I did a little bit of Xenothreat stuff, and it felt like properly. You're not soloing this all the time. Like, bring some friends. Like, if you're really good, you might. But
with the 280K missions, 2 people, if you have a decent pilot and a good gunner, you can do that with just the 2 of you. But trying to take 2 people into the 4-mil mission and do it, you're not soloing that. You're not duoing that. Even with an Idris or something. It is nice that you can strategize where you can have, if you have fighters like we did, have the fighters taking on the Gladius and the Cuddies and whatnot, and just focus on anything with a size 4 or higher weapon if you're in Perseus, and then just focus on the heavier stuff with the Idris. Because in the heavier ships, you can just shrug off any size 3s. You don't have to worry about it other than it takes your shield down a little bit. So that was nice. I think I like the way that the balance works. It kind of puts people in specific roles. You're not having your fighters going after the larger ships so much unless they have the heavy weapons to do that. So,
okay.
And then real quick, I wrote down the solution for people in China and Australia and everywhere else having issues playing is Star VPN. And they should just do that, make their own VPN, which is free for backers, but only lets you connect to Star Citizen, and they don't have to worry about their anti-cheat software kicking people out. So in before that.
I was going to say, not a problem yet, but maybe in the future.
Yeah. I had issues where, like, for a while I was able to, I was multi-boxing with Amol, and my laptop was able to connect and play, and then all of a sudden I think the 7.2 patch came out, and then all of a sudden it was 30K'ing if I tried to log into the same server. So I ended up having to log into the Xfinity Wi-Fi connection from one of my neighbors or whatever who has their router set up for that. And then I was able to play again, but I couldn't do it on my home network with my PC also on my home network. So that was kind of weird. Because they've said multi-boxing is fine, just don't like try to do it from the same.
I have multi-box with no problem.
Yeah, and I don't know what changed, if it was just my network or whatever, but yeah. Okay. I wanted some feedback. It was actually my sibling who suggested this, but basically saying to help with the progression for whales and whatnot in 1.0, what if you had it so you start out with your starter ship, but all of your higher level ships and whatever, you have to unlock them first, go either buy them at the store or whatever, and then you get your insurance and everything that comes with them, and maybe make that opt-in. So for the people who really don't want that, they just want to have their stuff, like it's only going to affect them really. But for everyone else, if you choose to essentially play it the harder but funner version, then you actually like unlock your stuff, but then you keep it with your insurance and whatnot.
I don't know. It's always going to be a problem with I paid real money, I deserve X, and yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think the biggest like wall that a lot of people that just have a lot of ships that are going to come into right at the start is refueling costs, insurance costs, rearming costs, like right off the bat. I don't think it'll take long though, is the thing, for them to get ahead of that. But a lot of that's going to rely on what else is going to be important, right? Which we don't really know in 1.0, like what's going to be the most important sort of stuff to strive for at the beginning. Like, are people going to just gold rush? Not gold rush. Are people just going to bum rush for land plots and stuff? Probably. But are they going to be able to keep them? Are they going to be able to make the best use out of them straight away? Probably not, because they're just focused on getting it and then, you know, going from there. So yeah,
we'll see.
If ship elevators were, what was Mike gonna say?
Nothing. No, I just said we'll see. Go ahead.
Okay. So if ship elevators were like flawlessly delivering ships and storing them and everything, and we weren't like still losing stuff fairly regularly, I would be a lot happier with the changes they're making to insurance. But because we can't deliver ships from one place to another without scrapping them first, it's really kind of a pain that they're going this route without having like the prerequisites that I think they should have in place first. Because it's gonna end up costing people a lot. But
yeah, I don't know.
You know
the
what
whole
I really
game
like?
is lacking prerequisites, so it's like hard to even make those arguments anymore.
Yeah, you know what I love? There's a system in a video game I've played. Don't remember the name of it. Where you can repackage your ships if you want to move like your entire fleet to one location. And you essentially get to keep all of your stuff. And you get to move a bunch of it at once in like one cargo vessel.
I will say this from the Q&A bar citizen, Aaron Roberts did say something about contracts for, you know, somebody else to fly your ship somewhere else. Okay. And like, I don't know if he, like, who knows what he knows and what he doesn't know. And he has always said weird shit that never happens. But like that, like just like casually came up in a conversation that they were having. So,
interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Only other major issue that I have with it is paints. The fact that we have no way to get them back without melting and rebuying. We spent real money on them. They're entirely cosmetic. And if you don't pay the insurance thing, then you lose everything, including the paint. That's kind of frustrating. Especially since I lost all of my paints and all of my items and everything else when 4.7 dropped, and I was able to like melt and rebuy some. I had to send in a ticket to get a couple buyback tokens for a couple of them, and I need to have them in my hangar because we don't know what they're going to do with buybacks if we melt stuff and then suddenly it's not available anymore. So that's worrying. But
yeah, and then PTU is super weird where like any ships that you're buying with in-game credits, they're just like disappearing and stuff. It's
yeah. Yeah, so I'm worried about that. I think that paints should stick to stuff regardless of whether they're insured or not. But
Agreed.
Yeah.
Paint should never disappear ever, and I don't think they intend to have them disappear. But who knows?
I mean, they could just literally have them so that when you apply it, it stays in your hanger. You're just applying that paint job, and the item doesn't actually get stuck on the ship. But
yes, they don't have the tech for that yet. It's only existed for 1,000 years, but they don't have it. So,
and then just question for you guys. I don't know if you've heard anything. Do we know if the Ironclad Assault is going to get the hangar rearm repair refuel? Because it's made for hauling vehicles, not ships per se.
I don't know
it's
if
not in the game, so we don't know.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
we
it was
might know.
Supposed to be, and then I believe some
does.
people in some Polarises were able to get it to work because it was in one of the patch notes as working, but working is somehow a
I did it in the
subjective
Polaris. I did it in the Polaris.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, I imagine it will. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, I don't see a world where it doesn't, especially if it has like a repair thing for a vehicle.
Yeah, it's like part of its whole deal.
Yep. Last thing, just wanted to say thanks to Certified Gumbo. He knows what he did. And you guys have a good one.
Awesome. ATC callers coming together somehow. I don't know how, but awesome. Love it. Love to hear it. All right, Shark.
All right. Cheers, Shark. Have a good one, mate.
Bye now, dude. You too. All right, Crucia is next. Crucia, can you hear us?
How are we doing, Crucia? How are we doing, Crucia? You are muted currently.
Crucia. Yep.
There we go.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
I might have to turn you up a tiny bit.
Oh.
All right. What do you want to talk about? Go ahead.
I want to talk about the insurance.
Okay.
Only the insurance. I think I did some experiments. I tried to dupe the components, weapons from my own, from other people. You cannot.
Yeah.
It's they did what they had to do years ago. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, other than you can't salvage.
I think it, and this is my opinion. You have to salvage the weapons, but not dismantle. You should not get what you use to make the weapons. But how to say it?
I agree.
Like the things you get for repairing your ship in the Idris, like the the name of the cargo.
The RMC or
no, not RMC. It's the other thing. Size
CM?
1.
Oh, the ammunition and stuff.
Yeah, that they should make a loop that you salvage the weapons, the components, and you get, let's say, for example, components, and you craft the components for crafting or using for crafting ships, for crafting ship components, or repairing ships, like making spare parts, for example.
Yeah, so
that should be the loop.
I agree, because that is the loop for another game that we both really like to play that we're not going to mention today.
Yeah.
It's the exact same loop of you salvage a ship and get a new material back that is different from the material that that ship was created out of, and then that material is used to make something different, which is kind of cool. And then that takes away like the duping aspect of that a little bit, which is nice.
Notably a little bit, because if you like translate that to like a UEC comparison, it is duping still.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like a lot more steps. And so that could still obviously potentially be a problem. But so it's like what the real answer is people need to not be able to claim their ships really easily with not much money. Like and the loot that you need to be able to get from the ship basically needs to be like less than the claim value in some cases, right? So that's where the problems sort of come into it, and it's why salvage being essentially like nullified in this case is important, because otherwise it would still just be duping.
Yep.
You are right, but you also have to take into consideration that you can never you can never delete the tupi. So you have to make it like
You can.
You can.
You can.
Ships explode when they die. Holy
Yeah.
shit! What a fucking concept.
Actually losing stuff, losing enough monetary value, like the most
losing
important
quality.
thing, yep, losing quality, all that sort of stuff can contribute to it and make it relevant. The big thing is that you never want there to be there's a bunch of calculations you need to do in terms of like the effort and the reward that someone gets from duping, and it needs to be not worth the time. That's how you eliminate duping. The way that it's not worth the time is, like I don't want those materials. I don't want to dupe it. Or the amount of time it's going to take me to get those materials is worth less than the amount of time I could get just doing missions or just going out and mining fresh or salvaging fresh stuff.
that's
yeah,
what I was
that's
going
the
to say.
Mm.
But in reality, you never deleting it. You only make it a hassle, very hard to do. That is not worth your time.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a
If you
Yeah.
want there to be, if you want your things to be able to be looted, technically you can never remove duping, but you can make it not remotely worth anyone's time.
Yeah, it should be expensive, or I don't know, but it should.
time consuming. The best idea is time consuming.
Yeah. Time consuming is the biggest thing.
Let's say, for example, if you want to craft one Avenger Titan, you need to salvage 5 or 10.
Yeah.
It's not worth your time. You only go to a where people die or PvP, and you get a lot of shit in minutes.
Yeah.
I think one big thing you can do, right, is like the video game that we've never played before and refuse to play.
Yeah.
You will drop like 50% of your stuff, right? So immediately, the second if you tried to dupe, you've already lost 50%. And then in addition, you've now got the added part of having to do the salvage. Doing the salvage is time consuming and risky in some cases, depending on where you're doing it, because you can now get shot down and lose half your stuff. And then it's diminutive returns, right? I killed that guy, he lost half his stuff. Someone killed me, I lost half of that again. Someone killed that guy, they lost half of that again. And it kind of goes like in eventually to just like disappearing.
Yeah, like it should be damaged so it's gone, and then the dismantle process you lose even more, and then it's expensive or whatever. I don't know.
Exactly.
Like we often don't recycle plastics because it's too it's more expensive than getting the plastic itself. Or getting the oil products to create the plastic, I should say.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know if this is remotely true, but there's a line from Lords of War, the one with Nicolas Cage, where he's a gun dealer.
That's so ironic because Chris Roberts was producer on that, right?
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's insane. That's crazy. Anyway, in that. He says a line of Lord of War. Sorry, in that line, in that movie, he has a line where he says, like the U.S. military, it is way cheaper for them to just buy new guns than it is for them to ship it back and then store it in the U.S. Yeah, just to like support what you were saying. That's all.
Exactly. So yeah, we should do something.
That's crazy.
To that
was he actually? That's insane.
He was one of the producers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was his.
There he is. What the hell?
His movie phase.
So why isn't Nicolas Cage in Squadron 42 then, Chris? What the fuck? That goes so hard. Let's go.
That would be hilarious.
There's also a last point.
Sure.
Because I want to leave more time for the people.
Yep.
When you steal a ship, sometimes from a player, you cannot unlock the doors when you store it. The doors get locked, probably because of bug. And you cannot use it or salvage or where the ship is just locked on your hangar.
Yeah, so just to be clear, he's saying what happens in the current experience in the PTU. So I meant to mention this before, and I'll jump in very, very quickly as I can. You can give any ship to another player, and it will stay in their hangar. But you cannot, like, if you store that ship, it will come back up with the doors locked if you are no longer in the party with that player anymore.
Yeah, which is essentially how it works if it wasn't stored. Like if it was just a ship just out in the wild.
It always works like that in the game. When you store your ship, it locks automatically.
Yeah. So it's missing like the keys to that. Like I can't give the keys to you, but I can give the ship. It can be in your ASOP. I think you can even customize it, but you can't claim it or insure it. That's the person who owns it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's almost.
It's very close to being able to
almost
let you do, like,
an org
rentals and stuff.
Yeah, an org can give ships almost, but not quite.
There also should be another thing. If you steal a ship and the ship is not break, it should save the doors are unlocked. It should save between storing.
Yeah.
Just quickly,
Because
if you
it's an
unlock
issue.
the ports, do they stay unlocked after storing?
They lock. I tested the lock. When you store a ship, it locks everything.
But
It
if
goes
you
back to the
rejoin the
core.
party with the owner, unlocked.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which that's less an unlocked and more just that's because of how like party permissions work.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's a very good thing. It can make such good use for the SRV. You can just join ships and save it on your hangar. Or just salvage NPC ships. You can steal them and save them.
Yeah.
Almost
I
good.
think we 90% there. They just got lost in the sauce.
Yep. Almost.
Almost.
They have talked about permissions for a really long time as well. It's one of those ones that like, keeps getting brought up every couple of months.
But it's social tools, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, true.
Right? We just
Yeah,
gotta see.
that's all.
All right.
Have fun.
Awesome.
You too.
All right, well, cheers, Croncy. We'll move on.
All
Have a
right.
good one.
Bye, Croncy.
Thanks.
All right. Our next caller, Mr. Darkness. Mr. Darkness, can you hear us? Wait, where'd you go, Croncy? No, I left.
Drag yourself out of the caller dump?
I did. I just put
Can you hear me,
myself in, yeah.
Yes.
I put myself in the caller dump. Don't
He
mind
was
me.
done with the call. Mike was done with the call. He wanted to leave.
I was done. We're out. I'm out. I left.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So
You hear me?
yes.
Yeah, we can hear. How you doing?
Yeah. Hello guys. Hello stream. Just a quick note before I begin and talk about what I wanted to talk about. So it's not even about 4.8, it's more about 4.7. Sharkspite, I believe, said something about the ship balance, how like the smaller size guns hit the bigger ships and they don't penetrate and stuff. Just a fun experience. I was in Pyro, I was just being hunted by some random ships and they were trying to destroy my character for so long they just got tired and they left. I repaired it and I went back, so I kind of like the change. I look forward to the
about 4.8.
yeah, I hear that live
that
fire
character is a lot easier to kill now.
Yep.
I hear that, yeah. But it's not just it's not about the character itself, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the main points. Like the biggest point that I wanted to talk about was actually all around the VPNs and everything.
Okay.
I live in Russia. I'm from Russia, and Russia is somewhere between terms of internet.
Yeah, I was going to say, geographically, I believe North Korea is in the middle, but anyway, continue.
True. But no, well, North Korea is Asia, China is Asia, Russia is, Eurasia. So we have lots of difficulties with this. And I believe CAG, I can't even really blame CAG in that sense, because the technologies that are being used to limit our traffic are... well, very complicated, and CAG is not at fault here. Trust me, guys.
No.
So, right.
That's not what I was saying either. It's just CIG is at fault for marketing in your country with not having the ability to operate in your country.
They would need to have agreements with the officials for this. That's
exactly.
The thing.
Yet they market and will take your money
why...
is the point I'm making.
Yeah, but I think that's for sure 100%. But it's like the reason why like Aaron would have been coy is because like doesn't really know. You can't. You kind of can't know.
Understandable.
And then the problem is, well, you're marketing quite a lot for a company that doesn't know and hasn't like solidified some kind of deal or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually quite ironic. I can agree with this.
Yeah.
They'll take your money. Sell a product. Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's just something that I wanted to address real quick. So, and with the current events that are going on around the world with blocking VPNs and all that stuff, it's crazy. I wonder how CAG is gonna maintain all the financing going to their company with what's going on.
They'll do it. These companies will find ways.
Honestly, hopefully, quite honestly, hopefully they will. Right now. And the other topic, I guess, is the new features. Aside from the detachable stuff with the Ironclad, I'm super waiting for the Ironclad. I want to get my hands on it. I pledged for it. Assault version.
Very nice, very nice.
So features are all good, but for example, what I think was either Crusade. I think it was Crusade that mentioned, or no, I think it was Sharkspy that mentioned it about that you need to fix the stuff with bringing up the ships. But before you are able to do that, yeah, you need to fix like two. In my opinion, you need to fix the two main issues. Number one is where your ships can spawn in big ships can spawn in a small hangar, and that usually happens when you arrive to a station in a small ship. You don't store your ship or whatever, and it just spawns in the small hangar and blows up. So if they won't fix that issue, there's going to be lots of problems with that. Two, the elevator, sometimes if the elevator, the one that brings up the ship, I noticed that it can start going up with the ship while the elevator doors are closed. So that's why it also blows up or gets stuck in the,
I've gotten so into the habit of calling my ships up at like customs because of all of those issues that could happen and have been happening for like, well, since they brought in these elevators, right? Because it's such a pain. It also helps with the weight. Because once again, after you see it once, like, yeah, it's cool. After you see it once, it's like, whatever.
Oh yeah, I don't want to watch the.
I just want my ship.
Yeah. So really, I mean, they do need to. Given how big CIG on its own is, like a big company with many different staff, with many different directions, networking, with ship content, features, FPS features, yada yada. Yeah, I don't know how in their case this all works. How do they make priorities and how the resources are managed to work on these things? But they really need to address those bugs. But that's enough said. Everyone knows that anyway.
Yeah.
Also, leaked footage of EVAing while close to surfaces. Have you seen
we try to avoid leaks as much as possible.
Right.
It doesn't work in the PTU. So those leaks are hacking. They're literally hacks. They're not leaks.
I see.
So
gotcha. Then I will not discuss those then.
I mean, you're pretty far along in it anyway. Like basically somebody hacked in that the like grabby hands kind of stuff or whatever. Not grabby hands, but like you put your hands up and you push and pull. That kind of bullshit. And it is not in the PTU. So anything that's there's many things that have been in the game files that have been shared in leaks that don't happen. So yeah, it's one of those things where like we do this thing. Like my favorite thing is the leaks Discord exists to kind of get back at CIG for saying open development without actually being open. That was the whole reason for it existing in the first place. And then they're doing the same things that CIG does where they get your hopes up for something that isn't going to happen and that they can't deliver. So I just don't see the point of it. That's why I don't like sharing it, just to be clear.
Fair enough.
That's why my stance is my stance.
Fair enough. Well, then I will not discuss those, but those are pretty interesting to those that are interested.
Yeah, they're in the files, which is meaningful, but
yeah. I look forward to these new changes that I've seen.
Absolutely.
Odin, well, whatever, no opinions. Just another JPEG that is being sold by CIG. Whenever we're gonna see it, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, whenever.
This is supposed to be the last concept ship on sale ever.
Hopefully.
And we need to hold them to that.
But they've proven that we can't hold them to anything, so it just doesn't matter. They will continue to do it. They'll find a way.
I keep hearing about people crying over ban on merchantmen, but come on, guys. Then, well, and I guess my last point that I wanted to discuss, very short, tactical strike groups.
Yep.
I haven't played it myself. All I hope for is that there isn't going to be issues that we see with the mission where we have to defend that stupid freelancer going into this mining station and going out.
No.
So extremely annoying. And given how we need to also protect the Idris NPC, I just hope that we will not face such issues that oftentimes come with desync and everything. So, yeah.
But we will.
Oh yes, absolutely. So yeah, new features all good and everything, but come on, guys, we need VoIP. We need some more addressing to the gameplay loops, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's alpha. Alpha is always like this. Yeah, that was all I wanted to say. Really, maybe you have some comments.
Not really. I mean, it's we all feel the same way. It's very annoying to, especially a couple years ago, you're hearing Chris go the year of playability, and then there's still no playability.
30K, and we get 30Ks in the recent patch.
Exactly. So it's just goofy, but
yeah, absolutely.
It's what we signed up for, apparently. That's what they keep telling us, at least.
All right, I'll be going now. My wife is just gonna consume me, devour me with this look on my face.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. So,
all right,
thank you very much for the stream, guys.
Yes, you too. Bye, Mr. Douglas.
Bye bye.
Bye now. All right, final caller for the day, Johnny Morgan coming in. Johnny Morgan.
Johnny, how are we doing?
Good. How am I sounding? I'm on my phone.
Good.
Pretty good.
Good. Well, good to see you guys. How you guys doing?
We're good. How about yourself?
A bit tired. Very, very ready for the end of the pod now. Which means this is very well timed in that case.
Yes. I'll keep things quick, definitely. I just want to say, lately the ATCs have been bangers. Like the show you did with Virgil was great. It was really nice getting to the combat and the last few ones.
Oh, so the show's without me. I get it.
The show Croncy wasn't there.
All right.
That was the show Croncy wasn't there.
Yeah, I know. That was a Croncy one. But the last show, too, with Expendability, he was a great guest, too. The guests have been great. I know Expendability. I play with them and stuff, or used to. I played with them for about 2 years and stuff. So just really nice to see the community coming around and keeping us engaged. And I just started a new job, so it's been great. New job, work from home. It's a lot more. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Last one was really hectic, really high stress, and this one's just super chill, and I really like it. So it's letting me dedicate a bit more of my time to Star Citizen again. Like, look, man, so I'm playing and stuff. But what I wanted to talk about was obviously the socials. Like, that's going to be my theme lately. And I cannot believe that they're introducing another ship that requires a comm system, like an actual functioning comm system. An calling engine, like DayZ has it, right? You have a PA system, you have the walkie-talkies. Like, they've had this for years.
Just quickly, which ship are you referring to?
Oh, I'm talking about the Odin or whatever, right? But it also applies to the Perseus. Sure. It applies to tactical strike groups, right? Like, there's no VoIP. They're not putting you into channels. And I'm a little disappointed in the tactical strike groups, I'm going to be honest, because it looks like it's just a single-player scenario that took from, like, Squadron 42, gave us the assets, and it's really meant for one Gladius, and everything else is NPCs.
That was my theory from last week. Is it feels like even with the double trench run, it feels from what I've seen, it feels like it's like cool. So it was you and then your NPC co-pilot, doing the other part. So
which is very Wing Commander. Like, it's a very Wing Commander thing. Like you did that in the old Wing Commanders, right? So whatever. It's probably gonna be cool in Squadron 42. In the PU, it's like everything else. Well, I don't have a communication and social system, so like I'm not gonna group us with randos. right? There's no way for me to like get a bunch of people together in game. That's why I'm not playing right now. Like since voice been down, I stopped playing because a lot of my gameplay is just meeting other people in the verse, right? And then just going on adventures with them, and then I make content from that and etc. But I can't do that, right? It's all Discord, and which I do like, and I do like the team play, and I engage in that was most of my time at the end, right, when my last playing heavily. So I like it, but I'm just really disappointed that they introduce a battleship. Like, we already have the Javelin that's an 80-man crew, and you're gonna like you don't have a comm system yet, and we don't even know what it's gonna look like. Like,
Well, so
is it gonna be Foxhole?
The comm system should be out before the Odin comes out, so that should be fine. The Odin's not coming out for a long time. Even if they had already been like it's just in concept. Even if they had already been developing it for a year, we're still probably like 2 years away. It's
the Idris is the same problem. Like like all those.
No, 100%. But those were already like those are asset flips from Squadron, so it's not requiring as much effort for them to get through it, right?
I agree.
And I'm not
and like they're crowdfunding. Like they do have an additional responsibility to do that. So I understand that.
We 100% need these comms things in. We need these social tools in because they are giving us gameplay that requires more people. That is much more important, I think, than like the Odin being not even being a priority, just being
the gameplay is requiring it. Screw the ships. Everything they have done requires communication.
Yeah,
and which hamstrings it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's like cool. Like you've come up with some cool content. Like if you are not in a org with a Discord, you're probably not doing Hathor. Hathor is one of the coolest things they've ever introduced into the game. You're probably not doing CZs very often. You're probably not doing I don't know, like any of the content that got released last year, basically. Yeah. So that is going to inherently make your experience worse. And then even if you are in those groups,
sorry.
I was just my last little sentence. Even if you are in those groups, you're not encountering new players and making new friends or new enemies in these situations either. And that should be a big part of an MMO. So, and would drastically enhance these experiences.
I've saved my own life.
That's what I want to do
multiple times by just being like, "Come on, man, just get me up. I'm not going to fight you. You can take my gun. I don't care."
Yeah. You know? I used to tell everyone that SaltEMike sent me when I killed them. Like, this is thank you. SaltEMike sent me to kill you, and then I can't do that now.
No wonder I get so many hate comments on Twitter. I thought it was always about my opinion.
No, it was courtesy of SaltEMike. Shoot them. Oh my god! But only the cave runs. It was a joke. I would tell them I was joking. But yeah, it was fun, and no VoIP. I loved Arc for the VoIP. I even like Foxhole. I was getting to Foxhole, but now it
Foxhole VoIP gets a little crazy.
But it's nice. It's fun. Like, you get to talk to people, and I really enjoy that. And the community here, like, again, you guys have brought me into the community and keep me into the community. The game itself didn't really. It kind of did, but Mike and Meyer and everyone else and all the content creators, and I really feel for everyone because this game is so toxic to content creators because it's not stable, right? Like, so I feel for everyone who burns out. I burnt out because it's maddening to log in and try to make content when everything's janky, right? So I feel for you, but like, kudos. I just want to say big kudos and stuff, but I am kind of disappointed in them. I really want them to focus on, like, just get Squadron 42 at the fucking door and focus on the PU for a couple years, right? Like, just the PU, and then go back and do the second episode of Squadron. Let's not go right into the second episode.
What do we get with some serious focus? I would love to see what that looks like one day.
Put Sean Tracy full time on it, not making tools, and get him putting on multiplayer gameplay, because that was like Mech Warrior League of Legends guy. Come on. You got to get him off tool development and get him on gameplay soon. Right, but they need the tools. They needed him doing tools, and he did. I love him for it. But it's not glamorous, right?
No,
but he's fantastic. Anyway, I will end it there. You guys have been great. I thank everyone a lot for carrying the torch, and the episodes have just been fucking banger lately. So thank you.
Cheers, man.
Sweet.
Appreciate it a ton.
It's just Croncy hasn't been around. That's why.
Yeah, that episode was just incredible.
I do think I do think last week's episode was one of the best we've ever done, and a lot of it was both of us yelling. I was a big fan of that one.
Well, honestly, I was gonna say and compliment Croncy on this, but even again, but like Mike's decision to get a co-host for ATC was a really good call, and picking best decision you ever made. It's turned into point.
All right, Mike, this guy's landed on a big thick. Let's get him out of here.
Croncy, you've been a real
too many
damn good
compliments at
co-host.
this stage.
Yeah.
You guys need it. You need it sometimes. The lads need it. We don't compliment each other enough. And it's good shit.
This show would have ceased to exist 100% and will cease to exist if Croncy leaves.
But would that have been better for society if it didn't exist? That's the real question we got to ask ourselves. Let us know in the comments if you think it would be better for society if it didn't exist.
No, we're doing some serious work here. Yeah.
And thumbs up and like. Remember to like and subscribe.
Of course.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, Johnny. Right. We're kicking you out. Cheers. Go away.
Thanks, man.
Too much.
Too much niceness. The guy who's supposed to be the positive guy can't handle the other people being positive. Too much of it.
I don't take compliments well.
Neither do I.
You know, it makes me feel weird. It always makes me feel undeserved, regardless of the compliment.
Yeah,
you know,
it's weird, but I enjoy the show, and it's very wholesome that other people enjoy watching it. It's super nice.
Yeah, we appreciate it a lot.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys agree with Johnny, at least, because a lot of the time it's like, hey, do you disagree with me? Tell me what you think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's always nice to hear nice things sometimes too.
Yeah.
All right. But that'll do this week.
And speaking of nice things, the episode's over.
Let's get some sleep. Yeah. Let's get some food. I'm hungry. He's tired.
100%.
I'm SaltEMike. He's Croncy. You're subbing. You're following. And we're answering the call. Best outro we've ever done.
That was so
saying it right now. Saying it right now.